What's the difference? My friend Richard Blackaby wrote a book called The Ways of God. The Bible reminds us again and again that God's ways are not man's ways. But in looking for God's ways, we can easily get confused. We see the Lord work in someone's life and we assume that is the way God always works. We confuse God's acts with his ways. Well, to be honest, most of us would rather see God's acts than know the Lord in an intimate way that reveals his ways to us. In the Old Testament, the defiant and arrogant Israelites whom Moses led were glad to see God's acts, but they did not know the Lord as Moses did. For example, when the people heard the thunder and the loud blast of the ram's horn, and when they saw the flashes of lightning and the smoke billowing from the mountains, they stood at a distance, trembling with fear. The Bible tells us, and they said to Moses, "You speak to us and we'll listen, but don't let God speak directly to us or we will die." Read that in Exodus 20, 18 and 19. Yes, these same people had seen the mighty acts of God, the parting of the Red Sea, the water from the rock, the manna each morning, miraculous act after miraculous act. But they shied away from really knowing God's ways. As one commentary put it, his acts are spectacular, but his ways are life. Even the psalmist pointed out the different activities of God. He said, "He made known his ways to Moses, his acts to the children of Israel." Psalm 103:7. The New Living Translation gives us an even deeper understanding. It says, "He revealed his character to Moses and his deeds to the people of Israel." Here's what it boils down to. Do we want to only receive God's acts, or do we want to know him more intimately? If we don't make the connection between God's acts and his character, his ways, we will not understand God's nature, which drives his activity. We will, like the Israelites, want to see the Lord's activity, maybe even his miracles, and not fully comprehend the very nature of our Lord that results in those acts. Let me try to explain it in some simple terms. As parents, we often do things for our children. They might get excited about a gift or an activity. Later, when they want that gift again and you don't give it to them, they might think you don't love them. What parent hasn't heard a child blurt out, "I hate you," to a parent when they don't get what they thought? That child is seeing the acts of their parents, but not fully comprehending their parents' ways, the love that is behind the acts. So, what does this have to do with you and me today? If we don't understand the nature of our Lord, we may attempt to do the right thing, but do it the wrong way. We may observe how God acted in a situation and attempt to replicate that outcome in our lives and ministries. That may be what God did, but in your situation, it may be not God's way for you. It is interesting that Jesus healed several blind people. But he did not do it the same way each time. One time he spat in the dirt, made mud, and he placed that on the man's eyes. Another time he simply touched the man's eyes. Different acts, same result. Our prayer should be like the psalmist in Psalm 25:4. "Make your ways known to me, Lord. Teach me your paths." If you want to learn more about this global ministry, visit our website, mediaalliance.net, and help us spread the impact of these blogs by liking, subscribing, and sharing this video. Thanks. God's best.